And always wondered, we love hearing from you, and we got a nice note from Linda, who listens in Wisconsin. She enjoyed our recent segment on the invention of the potato chip. If you haven't checked that one out yet, do so. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, Linda has asked a great follow-up. Have you always wondered the origin of Pringles potato chips? Well, back in the 60s, Procter & Gamble was looking for a way to keep potato chips from being crushed. So they hired a food scientist by the name of Fred Bauer to fix the problem. He designed a chip in the form of I'm not about to pronounce it, but here it is.
Hyperbolic paraboloid.
That's right.
It's a fancy mathematics term meaning looks like a little saddle and fits perfectly in your mouth.
Something like that. Anyway, that unique shape stacked nicely. And to protect that stack, Fred put the chips in an aerodynamic can so perfectly designed, it could probably double as a rocket part. After all that preparation, Pringles was introduced in the late 1960s and has been a snack staple ever since. But here's where the story takes kind of a weird twist. In his later years, Fred had one final request. He loved his creation so much, he asked to be buried in a Pringles can, and his family abided by his wishes, proving that the Pringles can is not only great for snacks, but it can also double as an urn.
Tastes a lot fresher too. The canister keeps a nut way for you.
So thank you for a great question. And if there's a topic you'd like us to cover, just let us know. In the meantime, welcome to the podcast that answers some of the questions you've always wondered about.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Hi, I'm Rick Peterson. Thanks for joining us. We begin today with a feeling, a weird, slippery feeling. You walk into a strange room and think,
wait a second, I've done this before.
Same furniture, same people, same half-eaten muffin on the counter, but you've never been here before. The sensation you just experienced is deja vu. That's French for already seen, which is a fancy way of saying,
been there, done that.
It's definitely a weird feeling.
One time, I walked into a convenience store and saw the exact same hot dog on the grill. Was that deja vu?
No, I think that's just real life.
Oh.
So our question is, have you always wondered why we experience deja vu?
Have you asked this question before?
No.
Weird. I could have sworn.
Anyway, there are some rather creative theories as to why this happens. One is that we're living in a simulation and the Matrix just glitched. Another has to do with parallel dimensions. Two timelines brush up against each other, and somewhere in a slightly different reality, you're doing the exact same thing.
Whoa, dude, that's me, but only with cooler looking socks.
And spiritualists believe that deja vu is proof of a past life.
Yes, I totally visited this Starbucks back in 1793.
But the most plausible theory is this. It's merely a hiccup in your brain. When you experience something for the first time, it's handled by your right now system. And it's also being stored in your memories so you can recall it later. But sometimes the right now part of your brain files it away before you're even done with it.
So it's like your brain hitting save as before you even write the document?
Yeah, exactly. Now, scientists say that deja vu is more likely to occur when we're tired, stressed, or traveling. So the next time you experience deja vu, one of two things is happening. One, if you're watching Friends,
I swear I've seen this one before.
Don't worry, it's a rerun. It's been on before, okay?
Oh, that's a relief.
Or two, if you're not watching TV, still no need to worry. You're not losing your mind. You're just running the beta version of your brain's software, which hasn't been updated for about 200,000 years.
The Always Wondered podcast.
If you've ever ridden on a school bus or sat around a campfire, this song now lives rent-free in your brain forever.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yep, that's the song that finally made your camp counselor snap, running into the woods screaming. But if you always wondered, who is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt? Was he a real person, a folk hero, or just some random dude created by a 7-year-old high on Capri Sun? And where did this song ever come from? For the answers, we travel back to the early 20th century. At that time, there were a lot of German immigrants pouring into this country. So the song probably started as a parody of how German names sounded to Americans.
Kind of like the 1900s version of naming someone Bob McGenericson?
Yeah, or maybe it was just a result of someone sneezing into a citizenship form. So let's break it down. John Jacob, classic colonial names. Schmidt, a very common German name, basically Germany's version of Smith, which is just enough to trick us into thinking it might actually be legit. So were they ever Jingleheimered? Extremely doubtful. But put them all together, and it sounds like what could have happened on Ellis Island when an immigration agent said,
Sure, why not? It fits on the form.
But here's where it gets even stranger.
His name is my name too.
So not only do we have one John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, we have at least two, maybe more. And if that truly was your name, I feel for you. I mean, can you imagine the barista at your local coffee shop?
So that's John Jacob Jingle. Look, can I just write JJJS on the cup?
Whenever we go out, the people always shout.
Yeah, and the fact that the name has to be shouted, that could really be embarrassing too. Like at a restaurant.
Table for John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
So just what makes this song immortal? Well, experts, both music therapists, and people trapped in daycare shifts,
Please, help me.
they agree. It's the loop. It's a musical circle. There's no ending, no resolution, just a joyful, manic chant of someone else's name.
There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
So here's to you, Jingleheimer. You may not have been real, but your name lives on every time a group of overcaffeinated kids climbs onto a bus.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Have you ever been told you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off? It's really not a compliment. It means you're frantically doing stuff without any real direction. Sort of like your brain took a lunch break, but your body didn't get the memo. But have you always wondered where the phrase running around like a chicken with its head cut off came from? Well, we'll give you the answer and tell you the story of one chicken that took things way too far. This odd phrase goes back to the 1800s. Farmers noticed that when a chicken's head was removed, the nerves would keep firing, causing the body to flop, flail, and
Run around, kind of like, well, you know.
hence the saying. But in 1945, something totally bizarre happened. In Fruita, Colorado, a farmer named Lloyd Olson went to prepare dinner one day. He grabbed a rooster named Mike, but in the process of beheading poor Mike, his aim was, let's say, imprecise. He chopped off most of Mike's head, but somehow missed the jugular vein and part of the brainstem.
In a world where dinner fights back, one chicken would not go quietly into the frying pan.
Not only did Mike survive, he thrived. He could still balance, walk around, and even attempted to preen his feathers. So Lloyd fed him using an eyedropper full of water and grain right down the esophagus.
Ew, gross.
Mike lived for 18 more months and became a poultry legend. Mike the Headless Chicken went on to tour fairs and carnivals. He had his picture in Life magazine. He even earned enough money to buy his owner a new tractor. Let that sink in. A headless chicken bought a tractor. Today, his hometown in Colorado still celebrates Mike the Headless Chicken Day every May with races, food trucks, and presumably a lot of nervous chickens. So the next time someone says,
You're running around like a chicken with its head cut off.
maybe you're not frazzled, maybe you're famous.
The Always Wondered podcast.
Well, that is going to put the wraps on another episode of Always Wondered. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit subscribe. New episodes will appear in your inbox every week. It's kind of like having a personal butler who delivers trivia.
Your weird knowledge is served, sir.
Remember, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. In fact, we'll post a picture of Mike the Headless Chicken for you to check out. But I gotta warn you, it's gonna be hard to unsee. We've also got some fun little videos up on TikTok and YouTube that hopefully will make you say,
Wait, what?
As always, we leave you with one to ponder. Have you always wondered, if fat and slim are opposite, why do fat chance and slim chance mean the same thing? So until next time, stay curious and keep wondering. I'm Rick Peterson. Thanks for listening.
The Always Wondered podcast. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, and a review. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you pod. Feel free to offer suggestions for future topics or simply reach out to alwayswonderedpodcast@gmail.com.